So welcome to CIICA Live, the World Report on Hearing. What's next for Cochlear Implant Advocacy? Welcome all to this first webinar of CIICA. We are really looking forward to this exciting webinar with several interesting speakers. I will first give a small introduction before moving on to the program of the day. I am Raeve. I am acting chair of CIICA and also scientific advisor of CIIU and director of ONISHI, which is an independent information and research center on cochlear implants, focusing especially on Belgium and the Netherlands. Next slide, please. As you already know, in August 2020, a very important publication was published in the journal JAMA Otolaryngology Head and Neck Surgery. It was the international consensus paper on cochlear implants, on unilateral cochlear implants for severe, profound, and moderate sloping to profound bilateral sensorineural hearing loss. This consensus paper was the result of the work of 31 experts in the field coming from 13 countries all over the world. This group of experts were especially audiologists and ENT doctors. And the consensus paper was organized by a steering group led by Professor Buchman, and the other members were Professor Lennartz, Guilford, Haynes, and Gary O'Donoghue from Nottingham. And they did a study, they came to a consensus paper, and finally they asked also the comments of a consumer and professional advocacy committee, which was called the Capec. Next slide, please. So the Capec discussed the consensus paper and stressed that promotion and advocacy will be very important. The perspectives also of CI users must be taken into account. So we have to use what we call today a client-centered approach, client-centered care. And in Geneva, in December 2019, the Capec members, they came together and discussed the consensus paper and found also that some topics were missing in the consensus paper. So they said, we want to have more focus on the awareness and also more focus on the need for adult hearing screening and for good standard habilitation and aftercare. So these remarks of the Capec were also integrated in the report of the consensus paper, but it was a pity to see that they were not included in the publication. This also illustrates a little bit that it's really important to strengthen the advocacy platform for users, and that cochlear implant and the habilitation and the service of cochlear implant users not only have to look on surgery and on audiology, but also on client-centered rehabilitation, quality of life, and the well-being of cochlear implant users. And at the Geneva meeting also, this global advocacy community came to the conclusion that we have to come to action, and they asked all together that Brian Lamb and Sue Archibald should focus in more detail on how we could start up a global advocacy committee, an international global advocacy network. So next step was action. So the action really was the beginning of CIICA. And we just started in February 2021, which is just 3 months ago. And we already have now our first CIICA Live webinar. The main goals of CIICA are that we have to develop a global community of Cochlear implant advocacy groups, with the opportunities to share experience and resources and collaborate to strengthen the user and family voice. We want to provide Cochlear implant advocates with the tools for change they need to increase access to services and to increase access to the provision of CI and the lifelong services globally. So at the moment, we have already more than 250 individuals who are members of CIICA, and also more than 55 organizations from 39 countries involved in CIICA. And we really look forward to working together with all these organizations to come to action. So CIICA is not a new organization, it's a community of action in which several organizations and individuals with the same aims and the same goals work together. Next slide, please. So this is an overview of the website of CIICA, on which you see on the left side the homepage, yeah, which gives you an overview and a kind of introduction of the whole. And on the right side, the community members part. And this is really an important part. So we really, or I would really ask you all to become a member. So those who haven't registered yet, please register and become a member of the community, so you also can have a look at all the advocacy news which you can find in the community part. Look at all the resources which are available, and look at the research we want to focus on, or which we want to focus on in the near future. So please go to our website and become a member of the community. It's also important to stress that we also have a CIICA website group consisting of Anita Grover from the UK, Robert Mandera from Finland, Lisa Hamlin from the US, and Cascan from the UK. So this is the website group which has taken care of the website and everything what takes place on the website. So really want to thank this group of people. Separate from the website group, we have a steering group. A steering group consisting of 11 members. So Sue Archibald, of course, as the coordinator, and Brian Lamb as the advisors are the members of the CIICA group, of the steering group. And then we have Teresa Amat. She is the president of the European Association of Cochlear Implant Users. I myself am a member of the steering group. Kes Khan is also a member of the steering group. And then we have Eddie Mukaya, who was the founder of and executive director of Hear His Voice, yeah, from Uganda. He is also one of the speakers of today. Then we have Barbara Kelly, who was the executive director of the Hearing Loss Association of America. We also have Lee Shukov from New Zealand, who is the chief executive of Pindrop Foundation in New Zealand. We have Ruth Warwick, who is the president from the International Foundation of Hard of Hearing. Daria Park, who is CI user also herself and board member of, and I cannot read it now because the subtitling is in front of it, board member of the European Federation of Hard of Hearing, and Harold Schneider, also cochlear implant user himself, and ENT surgeon, and coming from Germany. So this is a steering group of CIICA. And then you see here an overview of the program of this webinar. The program, you can also find the program on our website. And we really would like to ask you to have a look on the website, because all the presentations of the program are available from the website. So please have a look of it, make your choice, or look at all the presentations, all the sessions which have taken place during this webinar. And finally, I would also like to thank you already for attending this first webinar. Don't forget to register and to become a member. So we see you again, hopefully at our future webinars or in the community section, dealing some of your resources. So we really look forward to meet you again in the near future. Thank you very much.